Hello. Over a decade ago I noticed that the PlayStation 2 version of Hitman Contracts was different than the other platforms. Since nobody else has covered this, I took it upon myself to show you how. For comparison, I will be using the PlayStation 3 version, as that was the most convenient one for me to record. I hope you enjoy. Perception. See that slight gap in the privet across? As long as you're within that gap, the guard facing your direction on the left will not spot you, unless you close in on him. It was playing on my favourite mission, Bjarkhov Manor, where I discovered that the AI on the PlayStation 2 version can spot you from farther away compared to the other platforms. Even when I ran to the edge of the privet, the guard on the left would still spot me. The only way I could bypass him without being seen was by utilising the mechanic known as creeping. Creeping, as well as silencing your footsteps, reduces your visibility to the AI, no matter how fast you move whilst in this state. Sneaking is when 47 is completely crouched to the ground and works in the same way as creeping, but is slower. Therefore it should be reserved for when you are too close to the AI and need to break line of sight using the environment, such as a short wall. Illumination of the environment also factors into stealth. This is most prevalent in the mission The Wang Fu Incident. Unfortunately, this game lacks a mechanic to see how visible you are to the AI, such as Splinter Cell or Thief, so you're just going on trial and error. One would have been especially useful on the PlayStation 2 version, as it is visually as dark as the game's atmosphere. I actually had to increase the brightness on my recording software just so you could see the footage clearly. Most two-handed weapons also affect your visibility. I've made note of these in screenshots later on. I used the road markings in front of the thermal bath hotel in Traditions of the Trade to test the AI's perception. It wasn't until after my testing that I realised that the distance between this wall and the guard in front of the thermal bath hotel was roughly the same distance between the guard in Bjarkhov Manor who kept spotting me and the tree stump next to the privet. The results clearly show that the AI's perception isn't set in stone. Some can spot you from farther away than others, snipers being the most perceptive. Guards in hostile areas who will shoot you on sight if you are spotted in your suit are clearly more perceptive than guards in civilian areas who will give you a warning if you are caught trespassing. Unfortunately, I do not possess the knowledge to delve into the game files to figure out exactly how the AI works, but what I do know is this: whatever distances each individual NPC in this game can spot you from, all of those distances are extended on the PlayStation 2 version of Hitman Contracts. That is why this version of the game is the hardest to attain Silent Assassin on every mission. Suit only runs will be especially difficult on this version. Some routes will have to be traversed slowly, others will be just completely impossible. From here on now I'm going to be covering some other differences I've noticed, not only exclusive to the PlayStation 2 version, but across all platforms. With the syringe and melee weapons you can teleport by buffering the animation. Simply tap the action key to jump to balcony, immediately raise the weapon, and once you release you will teleport. Just be wary of going for the map and full damage. You can also buffer the syringe and melee weapon animation by walking over the top of ladders with the weapon raised. Whilst you are in this state, fall damage is nullified. Releasing the weapon and moving in any direction will immediately teleport you to the top of the ladder. However, on the PS3 and 360 version, when you are in this state, you can only move quickly by going sideways. Movement forward and backward is restricted to a slow-paced walk. Also, you cannot interact with doors like you can in the other versions, where you would simply lower the syringe or melee weapon, open the door, raise the weapon again, and move on. Another useful glitch with the syringe or melee weapon is in the Bjarkhov Bomb. In this mission you have to blow up a submarine with 3 mines. In doing so, the explosion kills 3 to 4 soldiers located around the submarine, which alerts the nearby soldiers at the barracks, who can easily spot the bodies and revoking your Silent Assassin rating. However, if you plant the explosive whilst raising the syringe or melee weapon, you duplicate the mine, meaning you only need to pick up 1 mine when you're doing this mission, and when you explode all 3 duplicated mines, The explosion is non-lethal, does not harm you or the soldiers, so you can easily attain Silent Assassin rating in this mission by utilising this glitch, which is worth it because it is a long and arduous mission to complete normally. Speaking of the Bjarkhov Bomb mission, one of your targets in the yellow coat there has his own personal bodyguard in blue. The guard at the rear exclusively on the PlayStation 2 version is facing your direction when you spawn in. You can sprint to the front of the plane without him spotting you if you're quick enough, but if he does get a glance of you, he will run to the middle of the plane, idle, and then resume back onto his patrol, allowing you to take him out for a quick and easy disguise. I speculated that the cause of this is due to the PlayStation 2's lower FPS, so the AI's patterns are a few seconds behind. A trick that FPS can have an effect on is when you spawn in. When you start a mission, just before a loading screen or cutscene ends, or if you skip a cutscene, if you move in a direction where you have no obstruction and plenty of clearance, for 1 second 47 will rapidly move. The higher the FPS, the more significant this boost is. The last PlayStation 2 difference that I'm aware of is in Deadly Cargo. Your target, in the Quagmire shirt there, Boris, will attempt to escape via helicopter at the bow of the ship after the SWAT team have stormed it. He will always escape on the starboard side, except on the PlayStation 2 version, in which he will always escape on the port side, where he is more exposed to the SWAT team. The final difference to cover regarding the PS3 and 360 HD Trilogy version is most apparent in this mission: the audio. Certain parts of the audio of that version is really messed up, especially the cutscene in this mission, which can only be described as ear rape. Even if you skip the cutscene, the audio still plays, so replaying this mission becomes a torture in itself. So, in conclusion, if you love this game and you're looking for a challenge, try the PlayStation 2 version. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to use the bathroom.